Okay, hey, this is Rena Jenkins, and I am going to do a quick and dirty tutorial of how to do some stuff in new GarageBand. This is going to be a real quick and dirty for X-Man Hater before I figure out how to do a full tutorial, because we are doing this kind of. Probably there's a more convenient way of doing this, but I'm doing this through Zoom right now and screen recording, so whatever. New GarageBand does not have any of the podcasting presets that old GarageBand had. So here is sort of a sideways and around, and if anyone else knows a more efficient way of doing this, please let me know. I've been doing it like this for 6 years now, I guess. No. When did new GarageBand happen? 4 years ago? Whatever. It's been a while that I've been doing it like this, and I sort of cobbled things together. So if there's a better way of doing it, let me know, and I will learn that, and I will figure out how other people can do that too. But basically, none of the presets like, female basic noisy, or any of the sort of equivalent settings that used to be in old GarageBand are here anymore. And Xmanator had asked about how to set up a preset instrument for the equivalent of the old female narrator noiser setting for new tracks. So I have a lot of, basically what you're going to do is make a user patch. I have a lot of my presets saved from old projects, and I have all of those saved in a folder that I am more than happy to share. It's up on MediaFire, and if you download those presets and then save them to your GarageBand, you can use any of the ones that I've already made before, like this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Many of these I made in old GarageBand, so they sort of carry with them pieces of legacy GarageBand. But I don't remember how I made them because I made them possibly 10 years ago. Whereas all the Jarvises have like weird legacy echoey things. I'm not 100% sure I could reset that. But this one, podfic-centric, was the first user preset that I made in new GarageBand. So we're going to talk about how I did that. And then some of these other ones have more cool stuff here. So when you open GarageBand in a new audio track project, the ones that come, and you haven't done anything in new GarageBand yet, these are the ones that come preset. Bright, classic, dance, edge, fuzz, narration, experimental. Some of these are fun, some of these are a lot. And then you can find all of these in this little drawer looking guy. Click it, he goes away. You open the drawer, he comes back. This is the help button. This one is your controls that have just gone away. If you click on it, it will give you a, you can move this up a little bit, I guess. But I don't like it. Put it back where it was. Basically, it gives you like a little board to fidget with, a slightly more visual way of seeing things. And we will come back to these settings in a mo. And then this one is your clippy. So if I hit R for record, and I'm recording something. Hey, look, down here, here's my clippy. Now I hit pause, and I turn this guy over 2 times, so it's a little more easy to see. Now I'm in single seconds up here, 0.5, basically increments of 5 seconds down here. You might want to do is make the bottom one bigger so you can get in and clip things. And the best way that I have found to do this is to move your playhead. That's this line here. Apparently it's called the playhead, not the cursor, whatever. And you can move it around, blah, blah, line it up here. Oh wait, that's not where I wanted. I want it to click, drag, and then you take your mouse, you move it down here where it looks like a plus sign, and then anywhere you double click, it will slice. So like it helps if you click on the playhead, because that makes, like, you can see where that line is. But anywhere you double click down here, it will slice. And then we undo because whatever for right now. Okay, so here's what some of these sound like. Ready? This is me recording. This is sort of a tester sound that we're going to listen to so we can hear what the different settings are. This is me recording. This is sort of a tester sound that we're going to listen to so we can hear what the different settings are. Now if we drag you, this is me recording. This is sort of a tester sound that we're going to listen to. Drag you down. This is me recording. This is sort of a tester sound that we're going to listen to. So I like fuzz vocal if I mess with it a little bit, but not much. For like the holocom in Star Wars, there's a lot of like talking over the radio or talking through helmets and internal comms like that because it's a little bit fuzzy, but it's not so fuzzy you can't hear what people are saying. So we can hear what the different settings are. Telephone has a lot of, sounds like I'm talking in a big room. This is me recording. This is sort of a tester sound that we're going to listen to. So and then robot, like, so all of these are the ones that show up automatically when you open a voice track, a voice project in GarageBand. But by clicking on the thing, you can change it. Go to experimental and make it a helium voice. Let's see what I sound like. Don't like that much. If you want to not have so many tracks open, you highlight it and hit delete. If you want more tracks, you go up to track. New track with duplicate settings will duplicate whatever one is highlighted. Or if you're not sure what settings you want, new track. And it will give you just a basic audio track with no presets, which I find very helpful if I'm going to be adding audio, like if I'm going to be adding music to an audio. So I don't have to go in and turn off all the other settings and make sure that nobody's like fucking with the pitch or anything like that. This way, this is just a plain empty track with nothing associated with it, which sounds like this. This is me recording. This is sort of a tester sound that we're going to listen to so we can hear what the different settings are. So like that's, I guess, basically the most unenhanced version of my voice right now. So we're gonna do a preset that sounds as close as I can remember to, what did I save? I saved female basic track. I did not save female noisy. So we're gonna mess with this a little bit. I did save my best AU low pass settings, which I don't want that. I want the master. Here we go. This shows me stuff. Apparently I have messed with these things. I don't know what they mean. We're not going to touch it. We're going to go to track. And this is a setting from old GarageBand that was a noise removal for whenever the audio was getting real fuzzy because the laptop fan was on. That was one of the best noise removals that I had used for a significant portion of Screaming Down the Starlit Sky, actually, because that one was like 32 hours of fan sounds. Anyway, so down here in the bottom corner, it says noise gate. It says record level. It says input. It really should say no input right now because I haven't plugged in my mic. I'm just talking to the laptop mic right now. And it says plugins. Now, I have read some tutorials for how to use noise gate in Audacity. I have never used noise gate in GarageBand because I don't know how. But I do know how to mess with the plugins. So click that little arrow and it shows you this thing. Sets of different things you can add. You can set a noise gate at something if you wanted to. You could change your vocal compression. You could, this is a legacy setting because it says eyesight. But where it says enhanced mode female voiceover, that is what we want for female basic noisy. Here's what my high pass filter cutoff was. I think I set this in 2012 and it worked. I don't know why I picked that number. And here's what my low pass cutoff looked like. I cut it off at like -10. I don't really know why this number is what it is. I haven't changed this since I set up this setting, but it works. It's also great for if you've recorded something on your phone and you're picking up a lot of ambient noise, and then you want to dump that track into GarageBand to do like your cutting and splicing. It'll take out a lot of that way. And then Channel EQ. I don't remember why these buttons are, oh, these were preset. Okay, soft background vocals. So you can find that by going under voice, soften background vocals. So these are like the old settings that were helpful for noise removal. So to set that up in new GarageBand, to make a preset, go back, Bright Vocal. Bright Vocal, I have found, is the best for my voice. It has the least amount of like fuckery as some of these other ones do. It doesn't, I don't like the way classic vocal makes it sound like you're talking into a larger room. I don't really know what dance vocal does. Edge vocal makes it fuzzy. Compressed vocal makes you sound a little flatter. You would think narration vocal would do it, but narration vocal has this weird like squeeze thing going on, and if you turn it off, it doesn't really, I don't know, don't love it. So we go to Bright Vocal, and then we look at the board down here. The default settings have a compression, which I kind of leave as is. It has this EQ that I'm going to mess with. It has echo, which is turned off. We do not want the echo on. Let's try it up here so I listen to the same thing. It has all of the presets have ambiance and reverb turned on. So the first thing you want to do, turn that off, turn that off. Now, if we go back to the photo I took of my other presets to make sure I did not forget what I was doing, this is the part where you, over here in EQ, where you're gonna like play around with things a little bit so that it goes best with your voice, because everybody's, you know, got slightly different sounds. But for me, I like it best when my low EQ is over here. Let me go back up a little. I don't know what this does. It just sounds better that way. And then I leave my mid slightly smidgy this way. I moved it. I don't know why I did. It just did. Mid frequencies. Oh, so basically the more it's on the right, the more it is applied to your voice. And the more it is on the left, the less it is applied to your voice. So I want to cut off a moderate amount of my mid frequencies. And I'm going to move the low frequencies up here, and I'm going to leave the high alone. It's got this thing called Exciter, which we don't super need. It's not like the most important part. And then you go over here where your plugins are. So all of the ones in blue are the ones that are being applied to your voice right now. So like, if I reset this to Bright Vocal. So top one is Bright Vocal without being modified. This is me recording. This is sort of a tester sound that we're going to listen to. And then the bottom one is Bright Vocal that we have just modified a little. This is me recording. This is sort of a tester sound that we're going to listen to so we can hear what the difference. We have not applied any kind of noise removal shit yet. But if this is all you want, if you don't want noise removal yet, and you're like, you know what, I'm just going to do it in a phonic or something, and you're happy with what you've made here, or you've done it in Edge or whatever, you're happy with what you've got, right? Down here in your drawer, bottom right corner, it says save. You're going to name it something. Let's call it podfic track template. And you're going to save it. Music, audio music apps, patches, audio, and then these are all of your patches, your user patches. I don't actually know what project templates are, so don't touch things that you don't know about. And then save. So then you would go over to user patches, scroll to the thing, I scrolled too far. And now anytime you open a new project, you just go to user patches, click on the thing, and it will automatically apply. But let's say you want to modify it some more because we want to add noise removal. Oh, let's see if I remember how I did this. Okay. Channel EQ, de-esser. De-esser is good because it, like, if you don't have a pop filter, de-esser will help cut down on the ness of it all. Channel EQ. This does stuff. So we would go to voice, soften background vocals, because that was the setting that I had on the other one. And then we would go to, and then if you're like, okay, I don't really need the exciter, I'm excited enough, you hit the little power button and it turns that off and it's no longer applied to your voice. And it sounds like this right now. This is me recording. This is sort of a tester sound that we're going to listen to. So it doesn't really make any difference if it sounds like the exciter's on or not. And this way you can reuse that line by clicking on the little arrows over here to reset it. You want to do some pitch shift. You want to do some vocal transformations. You want to do some low pass, which is where we go in, which is what we're looking for right now. So we want to make this match the one I had before. It was at 6.1 and just over -10. It was sitting on the line. And then save as low pass filter noise removal legacy setting. Save everything. So now, let's say I accidentally take that out and I mess with it, right? I can't really show you what I want to do. Let's say I go to EQ and I look. Basically, I can apply this particular set cutoff to any telephone vocal. I can add a plugin to AU low pass, and here's my thing. I can add that to this one, and it will automatically add that cutoff. This is me recording. If I remember to save it. If I don't, then let's say I've made changes and I don't want to keep it, right? I made some changes to telephone because that's the line that's highlighted, and I just added the AU low pass. Now I click back up. It's going to tell me. Why didn't it tell me? Well, it's supposed to ask you, do you want to revert your changes? And then you tell it either yes, save as new changes, or don't save changes. Oh, I don't know why it's not doing that right now. Okay, fine. So here's the track that we are trying to make our best noise removal template. We've got soften background vocals. We've got the default compressor settings for bright vocals. We're turning the AU low pass back on for noise removal. We have a de-esser on. And then we have a second channel EQ for some reason. So the other one had a low pass filter and a high pass filter. So we go over here. Nope, I don't want that. I want to modify. Delay, EQ, channel EQ, single band EQ. That means things. I don't know what they mean. Most of these things, I don't know what the fuck they mean. You want to change your pitch, that's fun. Vocal transformer, exciter, utility, gain, Apple. There we go. Here we go. These are the ones we're looking for. Bandpass, delay, distortion, AU filter, graphic EQ. Graphic EQ is cool because you can poke things. What does it do? Fuck if I know. AU high pass. Now I had that one set at just over the 0 and 192. So we set that. And then we save as high pass filter setting legacy. Because why not? Save. Cool. So now I've just got my noise removal stuff set up. And I've made these changes, and it sounds like this. This is sort of a tester sound that we're going to listen to so we can hear what the different settings are. And then I think the only other thing that I had on the one that was like the best noise removal of it all, turn off echo, turn off ambiance, turn off reverb, fuck with your EQs a little bit to make it sound best for your voice and the least distorty, and then save. So then I would hit, now that I've added the noise removal stuff, if I want to, I can always change this one to something like, ooh, specialized exciter. Ooh, I don't know what these mean. Okay, whatever. I don't really need this one, so I'm turning it off. Now I hit save. Podfic track template, noise removal, and save. So now, sounds like this. This is me recording. This is sort of a tester sound that we're going to listen to so we can hear what the different settings are. And back in bright vocal with none of the things changed. This is me recording. This is sort of a tester sound that we're going to listen to so we can hear what the different settings are. So there's a difference. And now you have a single set noise removal setting. But yeah, also I have all of my user patches available for download in a MediaFire link that I can provide momentarily someplace. So like if you wanted to sound like Vader. This is me recording. This is sort of a tester sound that we're going to... Sort of. I ended up with Vader, I end up adding that plus the breathy, and then depending on things, I also fuck with other stuff. Stormtrooper helmet, this one's fun. This is me recording. Because the best part with Stormtrooper helmet is you do shh. This is me recording. Shh. This is me recording. And it sounds like make it a Rhodian voice. Shh. This is me recording. Because Rhodians kind of sound like they're multiple things at the same time. I've got like 7,000 different, and then HK-47, who's everyone's favorite hunter killer robot. Shh. This is me recording. All of my droids are like various fuckeries on the robot vocal, or else on the telephone or tracking. Because tracking will fuck with which sound of, where your sound comes out of your, what's the word? Headphones. So yeah, real basic. Hopefully this is helpful. There's a lot of stuff I just don't touch because I don't know what it does. And then once you've set your settings, you go back up here. And something that I've also found helpful is like, oh, look, okay, here's my regular, I'm recording in this track with noise removal. And down here, I also want it to sound like Fulcrum. So maybe, yeah, wait, delete, delete, delete. So as long, you have to make sure that you're highlighting the track you want to be recording on, obviously, because I have made that mistake. I say obviously, like I haven't made that mistake every time I record. You think you're recording on one and it's actually highlighted the other and you overwrote something. But basically, excuse me. Keyboard shortcuts. R will start recording. Spacebar will pause. P will make a keyboard. This is new. Oh, piano roll. We don't want that. Hit on P. On P. Do not want. K is the metronome. W doesn't do shit. M will mute the track that you're on and then unmute. S will select the piece that you're right next to. So if you ever accidentally highlight in yellow something, go hit the S key and make sure that it's not that. R for recording. Let's say you're recording your lines and you're like, oh shit, hang on, this is me narrating, blah, blah, blah. And then Ahsoka Tano happens and she's Fulcrum. Pause. Highlight. R. Now Ahsoka Tano as Fulcrum is talking. And then we keep going. And then we go back up here. And then we hit R. Oh, now I'm recording. Oh no, okay, let's say I'm reading Ahsoka's lines and I have forgotten that I'm supposed to switch tracks in between because I'm on a roll. Well, then I can come back to it later. I hit pause. Close this guy because it makes it bigger. Click this. Double click this and it will set my keyboard up. That I'm supposed to switch. Let's move this part. I click, I drag, I drop. I have dropped the box. And then I have moved the thing. Let's say I want to move a lot of things all at once. I do this, I draw, I select. Now you are all selected. I can move you all at the same block. Or let's say I want to merge you together so that I don't have to keep highlighting all of you at the same time. You go to track, edit, actually not merge, sorry. You go to edit, join regions. Now, when I play this, recording. Oh no, okay, let's say I'm reading Ahsoka's lines and I have forgotten that I'm supposed to switch tracks in between because I'm on a roll. Well, then I can come back to it later. I hit pause. Oh, hang on, it didn't do what I wanted it to. Undo. There's a way to do it so that it merges and also saves your SFX, but I forget what they are. Anyway, that's how we do things with podfic tracks. It's cool. Hope this was somewhat helpful and not too long. Bye.